often when family members get together, they love to swap recipes, and that's what got the Walker family to start a favorite family recipe blog to make the exchange easier. Now, after getting hundreds of thousands of hits a month, 4 sisters are turning that blog into a book, and a few of them live right here in the Treasure Valley. And joining us this morning are Erica Walker and her sister Elise Donovan. So welcome so much. Thanks for coming on the show this morning to start the day.
Thanks for having us.
And first off, let's talk a little bit about the blog that is now becoming this book that we see here. Was it just a matter of you 4 sisters just wanting to share stuff from home? I mean, is that how it started?
Yeah, it just started with us 4 swapping recipes. Just for each other. It was never intended to be shared with everybody, but we noticed that other people were looking at our recipes too on the blog, and it just evolved. And
blogs, of course, get all those attention from public internet view, even though you guys had meant them to be that way. So now it's gotten big enough that you put it into a book, and I understand it's about to hit shelves.
It's already hit a few shelves. It'll be in Costco in just a few weeks.
Awesome.
So we're excited about that.
So people should be able to find that right here in town then?
Yes, right now it's at Deseret Book and at Seagull Book.
Okay, so a few places that you'll be able to find it. Costco coming up here in a little bit. And favorite family recipes, I was flipping through it just before the show. Of course, Table of Contents has some amazing categories, and it is early in the morning still, although it's lunchtime for me. Let's go ahead and talk about one of these recipes here. You have an entire breakfast section. So what are you guys making this morning?
We're going to make a caramel apple French toast.
Okay.
And this is a great recipe because it's easy. You can make it up the night before if you have company coming in for the big game. You can cook it up or make it up the night before and then just pop it in the oven the next morning, cook it for an hour, and it's hot and ready.
And it smells so good. That caramel is the thing that I'm smelling the most here. So what are we starting out with? Obviously, it's not your typical French toast. I can see there's definitely a twist to it.
It's actually easier than your typical French toast, I think. So what you do to start out with, you get a loaf of French bread and you're going to slice it and put it in a pan.
And these are pretty thick slices, right?
Yeah, they're probably about 2-inch slices.
Okay.
Then you're in a separate bowl here, you're going to add the eggs. I have 6 eggs, a 1.5 cups of milk.
So, of course, very standard French toast ingredients right here so far. Sugar,
vanilla. We're just going to whip it all together quick. And then we're going to pour it over the French toast.
And I'm assuming this is part of the reason why you said you do it the night before, correct? So this is going to be soaking in.
So it's going to soak in all those yummy flavors. I didn't get that mixed in.
That's going to be a really sweet piece. That'll be good.
That's yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I call dibs.
Then after that, you're going to have cored, sliced, peeled apples.
And an apple peeler. I've done some stuff like this before. Apple peelers really help for something like this, don't they?
So much easier.
Because otherwise, you're spending a lot of time with the peeler and trying to core it yourself. But apple peeler, just a literal crank.
So fast, so easy.
And how many apples was this?
This is 6 apples.
Okay.
So we're just going to pile them on. They'll kind of cook down a little bit. So if it looks like it's overflowing, that's fine. They will cook down.
And who would complain about having overflowing French toast, right? Not a problem.
True. And apples are in season right now. It's a wonderful time to make.
And these are these Granny Smith apples?
They are. They're Granny Smith. You want to use a tart apple, you don't want to use a Red Delicious. That's too mushy, but the Granny Smith are perfect. Then after you get the apples on, you're just going to sprinkle some sugar, probably about a 1/2 cup.
Is this going to eventually caramelize then? Okay.
Yep. And then we're going to sprinkle brown sugar on top of that. I like to be very generous with the brown sugar. I think it gives it a really good flavor.
So you've seen some of these ingredients show up on the screen, and we'll have this recipe on our website as well. Some of these are just kind of to taste, though, right? The brown sugar, the cinnamon, all that kind of stuff.
Just
so up to you.
Like. I like lots of cinnamon also. So then you're just going to sprinkle cinnamon, sprinkle some nutmeg.
And it's really quite a presentation, too, whereas, normally you think French toast in a frying pan and you just serve someone a stack, whereas here, it looks pretty awesome as well.
Yes, it does. It looks like it's really, complicated and really hard, but it's not. It's
and
super
here you
easy.
are, with the magic of pre-preparation, you already...
Here we are.
So, Erica, this is the finished product, right?
So this is the final product. So this is what it looks like with the apples all cooked down and everything.
Already baked.
Yes, this is already baked and ready, and we actually have a slice for you to taste. You want to get the caramel and pretty generously pour it over the top of everything, and then...
This was after it was baked then?
After
it's baked.
Yes, after it's baked. And you can put the caramel over the whole thing or each individual slice for everybody.
Oh, wow. And do you make your own caramel when you do this? Or do you buy a caramel sauce? Or, it sounds like you're a family that cooks a lot.
We do. We do have a caramel recipe that's in our cookbook that we like to use, but if you're in a hurry, you can always just buy a bottle also.
But if you're looking for a homemade one, you can go that route as well. So whipped cream, of course, can't hurt. Do you ever eat it with syrup, or does that just add too much sugar, or is that possible with French toast?
We like it with the caramel, but...
Caramel, so this is the caramel apple French toast from favorite family recipes. Excuse me. Which is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much.
Glad you like it.
And this is something, again, this is going to be on sale, pardon me while I talk with my mouth open, at, say those locations again.
Siegel Book, Deseret Book right now, and then in another week or so it'll be in Costco.
And of course, 3 of the 4 of you live in the Treasure
We
Island,
do,
Shan?
yeah.
So it's supporting local families here.
Yes.
Started out as a blog, ended up as a book. Now it's going to be in stores, and you can make delicious stuff like this. Again, we'll have that recipe for caramel apple French toast on our website, and then you check out that book. You can find hundreds more, it looks like. Thanks so much, ladies, for being on the show this morning. We